Hey, welcome back. Another late night video. It's like almost midnight right now, but I had to get this on out of here because I was scrolling through BT Plus. I got BT Plus back. You know, I had it a while ago, got it back, right? Because I had a deal going on for like the next few months. So I'm scrolling through and I see the Michael Blackson show. Now, I had heard about it, but I just forgot about it, especially with me not having BET Plus. So I said, okay, let me check it out. And I see it's only 4 episodes. I don't know what's up with streaming in these really short seasons. Like 4 episodes, they could have just made it a movie. You see what I'm saying? Like they're 30-minute episodes. That could have just been a movie. Like I'm thinking maybe it was, I'm going to call a pilot season. You know how they have the pilot episode where they test it out? I'm guessing this was the pilot season, right? So, I want to start off saying this. We definitely need to give Michael Blackson his flowers. I feel like he is just genuinely, organically funny. He's one of these comedians that I wish I saw a little bit more of. Been around for a minute. Found out maybe 2-3 years ago that he was in the Lean on Me as an extra. He played one of the students that was saying, "Free Mr. Clark." Of course, I found out via social media because I've watched that movie plenty of times and did notice him in it, right? A lot of people probably first saw him on Next Friday, where he was a guy that came in the store talking about talking about he can't get jiggy with this shit. And also he was on Comic View, for those of you that are old enough to remember old school Comic View back in the day. So I think the most recent thing besides this show, him and his fiance or wife, I don't follow him like that, but they were on some like couple show, and then before that he had a reality show himself. So he's been working. I'm glad to see him out more in this show. So I did my notes a little differently this time. I separated them into what I didn't like and what I do like about the show. So how I have it written, I started off with neutral and didn't like. So the first episode, right, I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, the way this is going, it looks kind of familiar, right? Then I see in the credits that Tyler Perry is the executive producer, and I have said before, if you watch my videos, I'm a Tyler Perry fan to the heart, but I feel like nobody's above being critiqued, right? I think one of the things about Tyler Perry is he started off with plays, so I feel like he takes what works well for a play and tries to incorporates it into the TV show and the movie, and it doesn't translate well because they're different mediums. You see what I'm saying? When you're in a play, a live play especially, and you're sitting in the audience, it's gonna be more dramatic, right? So one of the things that, like I said, with Tyler Perry that I don't care for is the long scenes, and the characters seem to not seem to, but they definitely repeat themselves. So the first episode, I was like, yeah, this seemed familiar. Then I saw that he executive produced it, but it is written by different people, directed by different people. But I think he had a lot of input in, but I could tell, right? So that's something that kind of caught me. Another thing is, run this real quick. Michael Blackson plays a teacher, from Africa. He comes to Chicago. I think he's lived in the States for a minute, but anyway, he comes back, whatever. He's a teacher, right? So I'm still not used to, I still don't like hearing kids cuss like crazy. One of the things I didn't like about the show is I feel like there was unnecessary cussing. Like for instance, the secretary, I'm gonna call her secretary, up front, she was like, "Nigga, I'm married. Nigga this, nigga that." And they in a student lounge, not the student lounge, but the teacher lounge, and MF. It's like, cussing is an art form. You have to do it in a way where it flows naturally, or else it's just gonna be awkward. Like, I really had a lot of secondhand embarrassment with that when I was watching it, because it didn't flow like it was supposed to. Again, but I'm gonna get into what I feel like is lacking with today's sitcoms. So this is a sitcom with a laugh track or live studio audience. It may just be a laugh track. So another thing that I'm not used to is cussing on a sitcom, because you know us millennials, Gen X and older, you know, there was no streaming, so we're used to this stuff just coming on regular TV, and you didn't cuss on regular TV. You may say damn or ass or something, or the B word, but you weren't saying F and all that. So that kind of jarred me a little bit while I was watching this, so I had to get used to it, you know. It's one of those things where you just have to let it grow on you. Because I'm like, oh, they saying the F word. But I'm like, okay, this is BET Plus. It's not like it's on CBS 7 o'clock on a Tuesday. You see what I'm saying? Okay, another thing I didn't like, I just, join me in the conversation on this too. I felt like it was too much African hate. Like, as Black Americans, and I can't speak for all of us, but I'm just saying, in the circles that I'm in, the conversation I'm in, we don't sit around and just badmouth and say ignorant crap about Africans and making, you know, tribal noises and all. Like, I just feel like that's just real ignorant. And it was done, if it was done once or twice, if you just trying to maybe show the ignorance of the characters in the show, fine. But it was like all throughout the 4 episodes. And it's like, you know, Michael Blackson, I'm pretty sure, you know, he incorporates some of that into his comedy maybe. And maybe he did experience that. But I just feel like in real life, like I said, people I'm around anyway, we don't sit around and say that ignorant, crazy stuff about Africans. I think people are a little bit more cultured now, you know, with social media. You can talk to people from all different parts of the world. All people from all different parts of the world converse and are in Facebook groups or whatever, chat, whatever. So I just feel like I think if they would have did that maybe 20, 30 years ago on a show, but now it just seems like dated. Like, we don't do that. I will say this, some of the acting is bad, but Michael Blackson, his comedic timing is perfect. He definitely saves the day with his comedic timing. Real quick before I get into what I do like about the show. A lot of these new sitcoms and new shows, it's like something's missing, right? And I try to figure it out because I'm like, I can't really say it's the actors, because I've seen like Kim Fields in a new show, Tia Mowry. You know, you have seasoned actors and actresses. So it's not them. I think it's a combination of writing in some cases, directing, and producing. Because I'll give you an example. Martin, for example, right? This is an episode where Martin was going to get his license reinstated or renewed, right? And so the tall gay dude, he was like, "Hey, Almond Brown, you so almond. I'm gonna start calling you Almond Joy." You know, that was actually an executive producer of Martin's show. I think his name is Kenny Buford, if I'm not mistaken. And that scene was actually ad-libbed because he was trying to get Martin to break character, because you saw Martin kind of turn to the side because he was laughing. I feel like that kind of stuff is missing. It just seems like the sitcoms now are very rigid. I don't know if Michael Blackson did any ad-libbing in this, but like I said, I feel like he himself saved the day. But I'm going to also get into what I do like, and some other characters that I felt like balanced it out, right? So I want to start off with, I absolutely love his suits in this. I feel like, I don't know if that's an actual line of suits or if it was custom made for the show. But Michael Blackson, if you happen to run across this video, which will be great if you do, if that's custom made for you, you need to come out with a line, like seriously, because I loved all his attire on the show, and I love how unapologetically African he is. With it's like, look, I'm gonna show my prints, vibrant colors. I absolutely love that. Along with looks and colors, one thing I can say about Tyler Perry produced shows is the scenery is going to look very nice. Like the show, this show here really grabs you with the bright colors of scenery. Everybody's dressed well. I think that really plays a part into why his stuff is so popular, right? The assistant principal, who has been in a few things, a few of Tyler Perry's things. She's also plays the mother in Bel Air. She did a good job too. Her role was nice. It wasn't cringy. It was relaxed. You know what I mean? It put me in the mode of a good old sitcom. I liked her. I liked the guy that played Michael Blackson's friend. I didn't catch his name, but you know, if you watch the 4 episodes, he's a guy that come over, smoke weed with him, talk with him, and all that. So and I've seen him on something else a while ago, but I can't think of it. But he was in something else, and he did good. And I also want to give a shout out to the kids who played the nerds. Their dramaticness with the nerds, to me, it fit the character well. The other students that were trying to be all like hard and all this cussing and all this stuff, I couldn't buy it, but I could buy the awkwardness with the nerds. So all the kids that played the nerds in this did an awesome job. I think their roles were good. And I think that's all I have for my notes. But like I said, I just feel like it needs to be tweaked a little, man. The acting needs to be a little bit better. I don't want to get too harsh because I know people that are new with acting, you know, it could be a challenge. But I feel like this could really be an even greater show. Kind of like Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Mark Curry is a comedian in real life, just like Michael Blackson is a comedian in real life. I feel like it can be on that level. I'm definitely not going to say I dislike it. I didn't dislike it. That first episode kind of was like, but it got better. So, you know, anytime you're watching a show, that first season, that first episode is a little out there. But like I said, Michael Blackson saved the day. The Nerdy Kids, assistant principal. I see that this came out in 2023. No new season this year, so I don't know if it's been renewed. I didn't look it up on Google if it is. But I hope it is. I look forward to seeing another season if BT Plus is with it, or if Michael Blackson is with it. All right, so shout out to my 83 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well. It's late, y'all. I'm sorry. Who are not subscribed, but you know you can. Go ahead and hit that button, and let's jump down in the comments and let's talk about this. What do you think about some of the points I made in this review? And let me know if you like the 4 episodes that got out. All right. Peace and blessings to you all. Until next time.